G'day, freedom lovers. How are we all today? Comments are coming in. Haven't even got it in yet. G'day. We got Jardinine. I'm thinking that's how it goes. You want to be as brave as Ceylon. I'm not sure. Is that our wonderful fighter that's going on at the moment? I heard the Olympics has turned into one hell of a shit show, hasn't it? G'day, Jake Soy. How you going? Always good to see you, mate. Sips and salutations, sips indeed, my friend. It's Friday night. What's your favorite beverage? What are we all drinking tonight? I got some new audio gear. I've had a run of bad luck, and very expensive run of bad luck. I want to give a big shout out to Strawny for helping me get a new sound card. That's been really helpful. Big shout out to Rock for helping me with the new hot water service. My bank balance has got so many negative zeros in it right now. It's very, very disgraceful. So I guess it's an opportune moment to thank all my amazing Patreons who help us out with a few bucks here and there. It'd be, great to have a few more Patreons if you can afford it. It'd be great. Sorry I wasn't there last week. Look, let's face it, the Know Your Rights guys were here in Townsville and it was absolutely smashing success. So good. Look, I even got myself a new mouse mat. It's pretty sexy. Very high quality. So, g'day, Aussie Trader. Republications, so no Republicans. Okay. Okay, Pam, people of the power. Valerie, on the wine. On the wine. Do you have cheese with your wine? I have some rum myself. Aussie Trader. Beer to wash down the Doritos I ate. Oh, lovely. G'day, Deb. Manifesto Music. How are you, mate? Lisa. Red on the red wine. Anna Megas. Now that you mention it, I might grab a glass of wine. What a lovely idea. It is Friday night. That's how we roll on a Friday. I'm off to LGGI at 8ish. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what that is, brother. G'day, Anna. Janet, how are we? Valerie, Victoria, look at all these amazing people. So good to see. And I want to say a big g'day to our BitChute people. For the first time, we are going live to BitChute. I'm just going to check to make sure that's actually happening. Now have a quick look over here and see if we are running live. Bear with me a second while I check to see what's going on here, because I haven't actually done this. And it looks like it is functioning. That's great. Yep. We've got things happening there. I don't know if the comments work. Is there anybody on BitChute? Like, I know there was a few people waiting there before. Awesome to see that the BitChute thing is functioning. We've got a few viewers there. Yep, cool. I don't know if you can comment though. Is there ability to comment, BitChute users? If we can just somebody start typing some comments, and I'll see if I can find where the comments might be popping up. You'll have to forgive me. This is the first time, I've got to discuss this video thing. What's happening over here? You can add it to your favorites. You can definitely support us. There's a support button there, So if you want to support the network, that's one way we can do it. Be greatly appreciative. Like I said, bank balance in negative at the moment. I can't see where the comments might go, but hey, look, you guys are watching, and that's the important thing. So back over here, let's have a quick look. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Yeah, it's good to be seen, and a big sips to everybody out there on the tonic water. Even living the dream. Have you figured out whose dream it is? Because I swear sometimes it feels more like I'm living somebody else's dream, and it's a bit of a nightmare on this end. Cup of tea. And these lives before bed. Nice. Yep. I seen last week. I'm glad that people miss me. That's a lovely sentiment. Hot Milo and chocolate. Wow, a sweet tooth there, my friend. Be careful of the Matrix loop. Alrighty then, guys. Wow, We got a special guest tonight. I'll just get my other screens where I want them to be. Yep. We have corruption whistleblower Donna coming in here to tell us a little bit. Hang on, something's coming up on my screen that I didn't ask for. I must accidentally hit a button. Close that down. Close that. Don't really. Oh, actually, maybe I'll bring it in. Why not? It's a good old soundboard. I haven't used a soundboard in a while. Goes well with Blackboard. Yeah, so Donna contacted us during the week, which is really good because all the Friday guests turned out that they would rather. We have some issues. Well, don't worry about it then. They'd rather be here on Sunday. So we've got some special guests Sunday. So be ready for 11 o'clock podcast on Sunday with a couple of special guests. It should be a corker. But in the meantime, let's introduce Donna into the stage. G'day, Donna. How are you?
Hey, how you going? Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Actually, I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit because I'm just kind of blocking you. There. There we go. I think we got something going here. You can see how messy my desk is. We don't want to see how messy my desk is. That's better. I can see you better now. No worries. So, Donna.
Yes. Corruption Whistleblower newspaper. Yes.
Awesome. So they do come in a physical form.
Yes, definitely. Oh, we've just been touring up and down the east coast of Australia. Absolutely fantastic level of interest of the people have been amazing. High quality level of people that are stepping up to distribute the paper, and it's been a great success so far. 80 pages of evidence-based. The first half of it talking about how, as you can see from the front page, accountability wanted, treasonous politicians, judiciary, and public servants to be. We want accountability here now. We want them to return our children, and we want them to return our property immediately. The Middlesex trafficking child expose, and it talks about how the Child Protection of Australia has been deemed a serious risk of harm to children and families.
Wow. So perhaps before we jump into what's happening,
evidence-based
ask the first edition. That. So this is the very first edition. You haven't done one before? Are you there? Can you hear me?
No, we have not done one before. Yeah, we haven't done one before. So, and you can see more on if you can still hear me. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can hear. I think we just got a bit of a temporal delay here.
You can see more.
The signal's a bit rough. You're dropping in and out on this end.
www.corruption whistleblower. Still hear me okay?
Yeah, it's dropping in and out a little bit there.
Is it? Yeah. Sorry about that. It might be all right now.
Okay. Hopefully we won't have any more interruptions.
So it's an 80-page brief of evidence. Yeah. So and we're looking for distribution all around Australia. So we are definitely looking for people to distribute the paper and to serve some, to share some, and to sell some. So serve some on judiciary, military, politicians, the public servants, especially the child snatchers, and definitely go and share some at your hairdressers or your cafe or your mechanics or where they change the tires and stuff, and then sell some. So they're worth $5 each to retail. So people can on-sell them as well. People can on-sell them too. So any questions about it? What would you like me to talk about?
Well, let's start from the beginning. Like, how did Corruption Whistleblower? You've obviously got a website. You've gone hammer and tong and created a newspaper. How long have you been doing this sort of stuff, and how did it get started?
Well, we've got an extremely corrupt judicial system and extremely corrupt, treasonous government, the Australian government, and so we wanted to pull together articles, evidence-based articles that will be that'll be able to do an expose on what's really going on. Sorry that it keeps dropping in and out. I apologize for that. So yeah, look, we used to work down at Common Law Court in South Australia, and we had some stuff happen down there. They turned up with the tank down there and pretty much arrested Peter Horton, who was taken in and pretty much did 2.5 years jail.
Oh, we've lost you. Okay, we seem to have lost Donna quickly, but look, for anybody who's looking for that website, while we're waiting for Donna to come back in, the link for that the corruption whistleblower is in the description for anybody, and she's back. Awesome. Sorry, where were we? And no, she's experiencing technical difficulties still. So,
Hey, sorry, I was just trying
no, you're all right.
to get this. Yeah, thanks.
So, like I said, link is in the description. In the description, you'll also find lots of other important information, like the links to the GoFundMe to help us finish off our Indigenous
Yeah, sorry,
documentary, the link tree with all our
don't
links
know
and
how to make it
whatnot.
any better.
Now, are you? Have you got a hard wire into your computer, or are you doing it wirelessly? And she's gone again. Not good. Anyway, Patreons. There's a link for that down there in the description as well. If you're up for becoming a Patreon, it's always good to have extra Patreons. It will certainly go a long way to paying off all the negative balances in my bank account. If you want to contact us, NQ Freedom Network at protonmail.com. And of course, don't forget to get over to Cafe Lockout. They've got some good stuff at Cafe Lockout. A whole bunch of new stuff is on the way. Obviously, we've also got the 24-hour, possibly 48-hour. God knows how it's going to turn out. We're making it up as we go along. Freedom Ain't Free-a-thon on the 9th of August, so next week. So instead of doing my usual podcast, I guess we'll be doing something to that effect of this. And we've completely lost Donna now. It's all happening. I've got to work on the Saturday, so I'll do my best to pop in where I can on the Saturday the 10th. I'm not sure on the hours yet because they usually don't let you know till like the few days beforehand. It's a bit of a bummer, but look, let's sorry, I had to reorganize a few things due to the purchase of new audio equipment, so it's a little bit hectic at the moment, and as usual, slapping things together at the last minute. But wow, the Olympics turned into a giant shit show, didn't it? What a joke. I mean, I've never been a big fan of sports to start with. It's never really been my thing. I'm like, okay, the Olympics, cool. You can run really fast, awesome. You can jump over things. That's great. I'm very, very, very happy for you. If that's something that you're keen on, by all means, go for it. Don't let me stop you. But to see what it's become now, I mean, you could kind of respect it a bit before, but what has happened to the Olympics is just absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. What was that? I think it was something. Okay. Donna's back. How are we going there?
I've had to move rooms so I can get some
It's all good.
reception. So I'm in my daughter's room.
She got better internet connection in there. Are you running by like a wireless setup or
Yes,
something? Oh, yeah. Why
I am at
you
the
always
moment.
got
Yeah,
to be
yeah. Look, I
as
just I
close to the
I
modem
can't
as
bear to put
possible.
internet on. No, no, no. I'm just running off hotspot because there's so much EMFs and everything going around. It's like,
Mm,
but that we don't talk about in this episode, in this brief of evidence. We talk about other stuff, but um, we're having great reception for this around Australia. We've just pretty much toured Australia, around
hmm
the East Coast and right up to Rockhampton. So we're looking for more distributors, and we really want to be able to educate people and bring people together in
hmm
regards to them knowing that we've been taken over by the corrupt judicial and corrupt politicians. So it's and child protection section, they're snatching 61,000 children a year and moving them sideways or moving them into the other parts of the family or something like that. And it's a devastating number, and it very much does unpack it in this paper about what's happening with our children and the families that are absolutely being devastated by that.
So, yeah.
I don't know if
So, you there?
yeah,
Yeah. So, how long
yeah.
is have you been developing this?
We worked on it. I worked with another small team. So, it took about 6 weeks to come together, and then we've been touring it for about 4 weeks. So it's
Oh
really
wow.
new, and it's we're just finalizing the web page while you guys are looking at it live. We're just getting
Oh, okay.
distribution nationwide.
Yep.
So we've only had them printed for 5 weeks.
Oh
So
wow.
it's
Yeah.
coming together pretty fast,
All
and
right. Nice.
we've had
Nice.
super everyone who likes the paper and is able to get out there and sit along people and talk with them about it.
Yeah. So if I go back to our stage here, obviously here's the website. I should probably give it a quick refresh, seeing as you guys were making some updates and whatnot. So we can view the front page, and you can listen to this article, which
Yeah,
is
so we're going to
unique.
change that to make that distribution. Yeah, so because we're
Righto.
catering for people who can't see as well, so it'll read stuff to you. Um,
Ah, righto.
so you can buy digital. You can get a digital copy for $5, and you look at it online. Otherwise, we just give a few preview pages out, and
Mm,
we're just about to change that. So that'll be the distribution page where you could be able to go on there and put your name and your address and info in, how many copies you want, because people are buying. Once you buy 50 copies, they're only $2.50 each instead of $5. So people are buying 50
mm,
copies or more, and then distributing, selling some, and because they retail for $5. But to tell you the truth, that there's so many great troopers in the truth movement that people want to give you $10 for it, or 20, or people want to donate to the
wow.
whole cause because they can see that it's a paper that can be served to them. It can be served in the courts. So people want to actually give more to the cause, and it's great because
Mm,
we've just funded this out of our own pocket,
yeah.
like we
No,
always
wow.
often do, don't we? So look, that's still getting revamped. It's still getting developed. There's your table of contents. That's good. And
80
so it
pages.
goes
That's
through everything
huge.
that's in the paper there. Yeah, it is huge. It is 80 pages. It's still only $5. People have come up and said to us, that's like, you should be charging a lot more, but we don't want to. We want everyone to be able to see it. So it's how the Commonwealth Constitution has been taken over by our treasonous Australian government, and summaries of that and unpacking that. A lot of that is Dick Yardley's work, and we go into the
Mm-hmm.
maxims of law and kind of what it should be. And the pages are really easy to read and big and well presented because it's poster pages. So we've made it so you
Mm,
can literally cut the pages out and make them posters, and people have done that already. And then we talk about menticide, which is the breeding ground for madness, going to the National Report for Child Protection, and they have been deemed as a serious risk of harm to children and families. and we unpack a lot of amazing people like Nancy Schaefer, Robert Paul Burton, and books and articles from Dee Macklin, who's done amazing work with child protection, real heroes of child protection, these people are. And then we go into the famous Bill Heffernan parliamentary speech. So we've got that in a good, 16-point font. Looks fantastic in there, actually. And everyone needs to read that. 28 pedophiles in government, one of which is an ex-prime minister. So that's what they won't investigate. So, yeah.
Well, I knew it was 28 high profile. Were they all government? Like, I was under the impression we had some like high profile, including government.
Well, including, there were judiciary and politicians, but they won't be, it's all been hidden away now. It's all had suppression orders put on it now. So that has very much been packed up. And it was out of their scope, it's out of their scope of investigation. So that just all got disappeared.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? And I mean, we can all theorize as to which prime minister it was that has been named in that investigation. I got my money on the Labor Party myself. I reckon it'd be a Labor Party PM. That's my guesstimation. And I'll use the basic the idea of the fact that it was presented by a Liberal Party guy, so maybe that's why he was so keen to get it going. I mean, I'm astounded that I think it was John Howard that actually signed off on the parliamentary suppression and his Liberal Party. I would have thought, well, if it was somebody from the Labor Party, wouldn't you want to get that out there? Like, I mean, you crush your opponent pretty good, wouldn't you? But I don't know. Maybe some of those.
Well, they're all from the same club, aren't
they? Yeah, well, the Uni Party, and perhaps some of those other high-profile people were just
from the same
Liberal
mob.
Party as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if both of them are just as crooked as the other. But the Labor Party always just seems to be the ultimate kings of crime. Like just see what they've done here in Townsville with the highest crime rate we've ever seen, thanks to the Labor Party running the show in the state. And and the recent outcomings of the CFMEU, and we know the CFMEU pretty much fund the Labor Party as well. So there's another wonderful criminal connection. It just, it all seems to fit in my mind, but I'm only guessing. It's just, it's if we were to lay bets right now, I'd place money on the Labor Party being more crooked than the Liberal Party. But hey, release the information and prove me wrong, government.
Yeah, well, that's right, because they're both treasonous. They're both a private members association. They're both corporations. They're both of the same skin, in that we think we're voting for them, but we're just voting in their fake in their private members association, in their club, in their corporation, and we very much have no, and then we get fined when we don't vote. So, what kind of treachery is this? We're run by a bunch of corporations. So, and until we figure that out and step up and sort of referendum out to get rid of the whole lot of them, then, people will still continue to bow to it and pretend we've got a government, but we don't have a government, and we've got money that's not backed by anything, and it's all evidence-based through the paper.
So, Oshio, I'm guessing. Good.
Yeah. Give her the evidence. There's the evidence that she's working for the corporation. There's evidence in here. There's evidence of where they're registered in USA. There's evidence of it all in here. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Two cheeks of the same ass.
Exactly right. They've all signed on in, or making too much money to snitch on each other.
So one of the things I was interested in, we got, wrenched from their homes as one of the free articles up here. And, you were having a bit of a chat to me earlier about this. Tell us a little bit about this article without, obviously, I mean, we can sit down and read it if we like, but I'm sure you can just give us a brief overview of the article here. So it's an extract from a Paul Robert Burton's interview.
Yeah, yeah. So he did an interview some time back. Paul Robert Burton, I'm sure you're familiar with him. He's been being again wrongfully charged for just helping get children out of danger and return them back to their safe families. So he was very much looked into how they snatch children, how they very much snatch children on NDIS because they make more money out of them. And
Oh wow.
he was across 150 cases. Yeah, so he was, yeah, they do make a lot more money. These children are worth anywhere, average child, the normal child they were taking was around 40,000 that they get rewarded from the government. But if it's
Mm-hmm.
NDIS child, they can get up to 325,000, and that was numbers from 8 years ago. So there's big money in it. There's a lot of jobs get paid for them snatching children, and very much he was across 150 cases and found no signs of neglect, no signs of a mistreatment of these children, yet they were still not returned because it's very much a no return policy when you start dealing with the corrupt child abductors that hide behind the veil of being public servants. So they've very much
Mm,
branded themselves child protection, and they're very much the opposite of that. Yeah, they actually cause harm. They cause a
mm,
longitude torture and harm to the families that they interfere with. Yeah.
wow. So what are they doing with these kids once they sort of remove them? Where do they end up?
Yes, yeah, great question. Yeah, yeah, that's so they're snatching them from schools, they're snatching them from hospitals, they're snatching them from people from their own homes, at all hours of the day and night, at gunpoint, at the threat of gunpoint. So if you say, well, no, you're not seeing my child, they'll still press upon, so they'll bring the police and snatch the children at the threat of gunpoint. Now, may I remind you that this is with no court orders or no cause of
Oh
action or
wow.
anything like that. So it's a couple of gossip reports that get rang through. Yeah, yeah, and then they can come and take your child, or not going so well at school, or you say the wrong thing, or you ring up the helpline and have a bit of a complaint. Well, you've just put yourself very much on the chopping board. So they come and took my daughter when she was 14, back in 2021, because I was doing a lot of work in common law court in South Australia. They come and tried to
Mm-hmm.
snatch her. Well, they did snatch her. They took her for 36 days. Now, what they do is they go, oh, we just have to cite your daughter. You just have to cite her. And then once they cite them, the children, they go, oh, we just have to speak to them, please. Can we? And off they go. We just have to speak to them. And then they go, oh, we just have to speak to them on their own. And then they snatch your children and never you don't see your children again. So they did that to
Fucking
my
hell.
daughter and snatched her away back down at Christie's Beach Police Station in South Australia. They do it to 61,000 a year. So, I'm not underrepresented, but not many people get their
Mm,
children back. I got my daughter
mm,
back because I represented myself in court and did affidavit and was able to stand in superior jurisdiction as executor and beneficiary of my express trust. And then I instructed the judge, Magistrate Adiz, what to do, which was to return my daughter immediately. So, I
mm.
had a big affidavit and stuff around all of that as well. And so they ended up revoking the orders and returned my daughter. But that is a very rare case. They usually keep now.
Wow.
Now, we've got stats in this paper where it shows that,
So
that they will
while
keep
she was
over
taken,
15,000. Mm.
sorry, just wanted to get a little bit more into that. When she was taken, where was she taken to? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, okay, it's great, great. Sorry, yeah, I was answering that question. So great, great, because it's quite fascinating because she would come back quite quick, so she could tell us everything that happened. So they immediately just took her off to They said, "Oh, we're going to go and get some lunch, and then you can come straight back to your mum." So they've tricked her to get her into their custody, lied to her. She wasn't coming back to
Mm.
me. That was just to get her in the car and get her away from me. And then they
Yeah.
take them and get them medically cleared. I'm a nurse. I know what they're doing. They take and get them medically cleared. But always with the promise for her that she was going to come back to me. Oh, and then we'll take you back to mum. And then we'll take you back to mum, you know. But they
Mm.
didn't. They didn't bring her back to me at all. So they kept her and they put her in a group home. Luckily, in my case, it was with another 5-year-old. So it was with a younger child. But what's actually been happening is that they might put a younger child in with 14-year-olds. And yeah, I got it back. Thank you. Yes, I did. Very much got it back after 36 days. And so they often put the younger children in with teenagers. And this is where a lot of the abuse is happening in these homes. So they snatch these young children from often fine homes. There's nothing wrong with the home. It's all hearsay
Mm.
rubbish. Not saying every case is, just saying a lot of cases are. So, and then they put these poor children in with damaged teenagers. Like,
Mm.
you know, what could go wrong? Well, I can tell you what could go
Yeah.
wrong. They can get sexually abused. Now, we know this is happening. We've had firsthand experience from the children telling us this, you know, and charges need to be laid. So we know this is going on, and they want to cover it all up. So they're snatching these children and putting them in harm's way, putting them with strangers, with everything that
Mm.
they do not know. They've taken them out of their room, out of their bed, away from their pets, away from their family, away from their friends, away from anything that they know. Now, Nancy Schaefer talks about that being something that a lot of the children can't ever reconcile or recover from, because it's just snatched from
Mm.
everything that was stable to just thrown into everything that's strange. So this is what they
Yeah.
did to my daughter. So then they take her and put her in a group home, and they don't let me speak to her. And this is what they're doing to parents. They're not letting them speak to the children. So they're not letting them communicate online, no phone, no nothing. So these child traffickers very much kidnapped my daughter, and we told them that you're holding her hostage because she wants to come home, and we want her to come home, and you're holding her hostage. So in my
Mm.
affidavit, I charged them $10,000 an hour, I think, for having her there, for stealing her, for kidnapping her. But you know, not that I'll
Mm.
ever see that. And yes,
Mm.
the Indigenous are 8 times represented that of um of the Caucasian. I don't know what the Muslims. I'd love to know what the Muslims. I'd love to know how many Muslim children they're getting, because I don't reckon they'd be
Mm.
getting many, because I reckon they'd be too scared of the Muslim. I'm just throwing it out there because I just have often thought of this. You know, good luck going into a Muslim home and taking their children when they got like 3 wives, they all got 8 children, and they got like their minute men that they can call on 20 Muslim men to come over, and yeah, I bet they're not taking too many Muslim children. Targeted
Mm.
people, single mothers. Targeted people, Christians. Targeted people, homeschoolers.
So
So yeah,
they people are
I
just like
missed something.
exactly
Who's
who came
oh,
to
sorry,
took.
they're just
Yeah.
asking me. Yeah, so it's called DCP down in South Australia. They're called Department for Child Protection. So it was no longer DCP that took my daughter with the
Mm.
so-called child protection cops. Now, you know, the way they remove these children is disgusting as well, Mark. They're dragging them from the parents as they're screaming to hang on to them. You know,
Mm.
yeah, docs. Docs is what they used to call DOC. Yes, Department of Community Services is what they used to be called in New South Wales. I'm just answering Karen in
Righto.
the chat.
Yeah, that's all
So
good.
they're different. So DCP, Department for Child Protection, down there in downtown South Australia, they've changed their names. They do, you know. So this is what they're doing: snatching them from school. So you send your child to school one day and they just never come home, you know, because they've been interfered with. They've had this third party come to school and just snatch them off, you know, or or um or they'll drag them from the mothers, you know, for all different
Mm.
reasons. The latest one I found is these families who aren't registering their children, which is all good, and I'm totally down for that. But now, when child protection gets your child and you haven't registered your child, how's this for evil? They will snatch the child and give them to another whatever family and register that child to that family.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Yeah. That's so traumatic for child and parent. Yeah, Nancy Schaefer talks about
Mm,
it, and that it's possibly unrecoverable from.
mm,
It's very hard to recover from. I'm okay because I got her back after 36 days. We didn't know she was alive or dead for 17. It was horrendous. But there's a lot of people that go through a lot worse than me. They get their babies snatched and they just throw 18-year orders on them.
mm.
18-year orders, and there's nothing that they've done wrong, these parents.
Yeah. That's It's horrific to think that our government can do this to people. It's so. When they've come to take your daughter, what was it? What have they said to you? Like, have they given you a reason? Have they served you any documentation? Like, how did that unfold?
Yeah, so they'll often turn up and they'll say, like I said, that they'll run the dialogue. Um, did you have any contact with your daughter? No, I did not have any contact with her, not even a phone call or anything in the 36 days. But day 17, she was allowed to call my parents, her grandparents. So we knew she was alive by day 17. Yeah, so,
Right.
um, but sorry, what was the question again? Let's go back to that one.
So, like, when they've lobbed up on your
Yeah.
doorstep, like, I mean, was it just bang? They're on the
Oh, yeah.
doorstep. This
Yeah.
is what's happening. There's no warning. There's no letters or anything. Bang, we're on the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah. That's how they do it. That's
Okay,
very
so
much how
bang,
they do it.
they're
Yep,
on
they
the
do
door.
it.
Have
Bang,
they
bang,
got
knock on the
papers?
door. Mine was a bit different than that. Yeah, mine was a bit different from that. You can see the first time they actually tried to take it because I was very active in common law. You can look at Before We Proceed. It's on YouTube. Before We Proceed, part
Mm,
1 and part 2. Now, they didn't snatch her then. They didn't take her then. I actually kept her. They didn't take her. But they came back at the end of the year and tried to say the same kind of things that, my daughter's really big, tall, healthy 14-year-old. And they're trying to say things like, oh, you're starving her and you're doing this and you're doing that. So you didn't take her to a medical appointment or something. And this is the kind of controversy that they try and manifest and brew up around the parent or around the
mm.
mother. Usually, it's usually single parents or around the single father. And once they can brew up a bit of controversy, then they'll come in and like I said, they'll say they want to speak to the child on their own, and then they'll snatch them off in their car, or they'll just bring the police in, and at gunpoint, you just better hand your child over to the cops or to child protection. So it's at the threat of
Mm.
gunpoint. We've unpacked it all in this paper, how they do it, and this is what they're doing to the Australian people at epidemic levels. And even when they find there's nothing wrong, which was like 15,000 of those cases, 15,601 of those cases is one of the numbers. Now, even when they found in those 15,000 cases that there was nothing wrong in the home, they didn't return the children. They kept them. They keep them, and it's destroying the fabric of our society.
So again, just to come back to that point, so they just make a wild accusation. Do they actually physically hand you paperwork, or they just this is how it is?
Oh yeah, they like down there. Yeah, they hand you some photocopied piece of crap paperwork that's supposed to mean something, with all their corporate bullshit seals on it. So like McDonald's comes and takes your child. That's what it's like. They're a for-profit. They're a
Mm,
for-profit for-profit corporation. So that's what they
mm.
are. They're a for-profit corporation.
This
Yeah.
is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty
Absolutely
stuff,
nuts.
and
So
so
obviously that experience
they're
is what's motivated you to do what you're doing now.
yes, it's been a big part of it.
Yeah, cool. So, um, how did you come across all the other people from that point on? So you've suffered your own individual, situation there. What happens then? Like how long ago was that? Sorry, that was a while ago.
That was in 2021. So look, we were already coming across everyone because we were running common law court down there in South Australia.
Mm,
We were having 60 people a week come through the place, and so I was one of the
wow.
speakers down there, and that's when they they put the guy who was running that, they threw him in prison for a couple of years for nothing and bankrupted him and, come and snatched my daughter. So they come in pretty hard on us because we were serving the police commissioner, we were serving the councils, all these notices. And it was a little bit ahead of its time. By the time I came back up here to New South Wales, well, everyone was doing it in another 6 months, but they didn't like us doing it down there. So, so we got hammered. So I got targeted. So I got targeted very much. And then we just had them probably doing anything from internally generated complaints to made up complaints or bitter people ringing up saying stuff. So it was that's what they can do. Like, people who have a gripe with you can ring up and get your child taken.
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
And the crazy thing is, Batty, is that they don't look into the validity. I had an elf ring up. This lady who ring up and she put in a whinging about me because she was, and she identified as an elfling. You can have a complete mental case ring up, and she later confessed that she was one of these people that rang up. So they don't look into child protection. Don't look into who rings up. They don't look into their background or how long they've known the person for. That they don't necessarily unpack all of that. So yeah, she's a mental case that identifies as an elfling that was able to ring up and help get my daughter taken. And it was only that I represented myself in court and had affidavit and had an amazing small team around me that I got it back, because it's usually, like we said, a no returns policy.
So did this astounding elfling actually present in court? Were you able to see, like, was she there with like fucking
No,
pointy
I knew her.
ears and?
Yeah, I knew her from before, but they don't. You wouldn't you think that if you had enough pull to go in, say a couple of things about someone's family, get a child taken, you think that those people would have to testify in court. Well, no, Buddy, they don't at all. They never have to even be spoken to or heard from again. You can ring up and say a couple of gossip reports and put a couple in, you, the ex, some other bitter cousin or something. Well, that child's taken, and they don't ever go back and say anything to hardly at all to the reporters. If anything, they just ring them back and say, yes, thank you. We do have the child now. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Please stop calling us. We've got it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the child. Yeah.
Lunatics.
So they ring back and feedback to the gossip reporters. Yeah, we've got the child. We've got the gold. Yes, we've got the jewels. Thanks for that gossip report. So we could cause just enough controversy to take the child and keep us all in a job. Because we know we've got quotas to fill, haven't we? Hey, how many quotas have you got to fill?
That's an interesting point there that Jason's made. So he can ring up claiming that he's Bilbo Baggins and make a complaint. Like, I don't know, maybe we could do that to all our local politicians. Hi, I'm Bilbo Baggins, and I've seen our local member, doing untoward things to his children. I think you better go and investigate. Wonder how well that'd work.
That's right. Yeah, but they're in the club, aren't they? That's their buddies. They're all in the Masonic club, so they're all in their own club, and they all look after each other, don't they? And they all look after each other's children.
Yeah, well, I don't know if "look after" is quite the right word for what these people probably do to their own children as well. So
that's more clarity around that. Thanks, buddy.
We've definitely, all heard about Joe Biden's daughter's diary. So, if it's happening in one place, there's a good chance it's happening in others, It's actually funny you contacted me about this because, like, I was watching, it was a video on Rumble. I'm trying to think which one I was which channel I was watching. And it was redacted actually, and they had somebody coming in and talking about the child trafficking that's happening in America and how they're getting these kids across the border, with little more than a note and they take them to these people who claim to be family in some way, shape, or form. They put on this big fucking show. The kids are like, "What the hell's going on?" And they're never seen again. And they
Yes.
obviously got into some pretty nasty results. It was pretty horrible to listen to, like the things that they were explaining. It's certainly, I think, one of the hardest things for people to come to terms with in the sick world that we live in. That these people at the top are the sickest of sick and will do shit that you just couldn't
Yeah.
even possibly imagine doing.
Yep.
And at the time, I'm like, I'm thinking, I haven't heard a lot of it sort of happening here in Australia outside of Senator Heffernan and the list of 28 names. It's pretty well covered up here, but a lot of things are pretty well covered up here in Australia, I've noticed. And so many people with their heads in the sand, just facilitate that concept. So it's interesting that you've contacted me, not long after. I'm thinking, wow, I wonder if this is happening. And bang, sure enough, here it is. So
Yep.
in your travels,
Sure
and you were
is.
saying that you'd come across, a few other people that have experienced this. Have you actually come to a point where we've discovered that, yes, there are these children are being sold off for these purposes?
Sorry, what was the end of that? Just breaking up a bit.
No, you're all right. Have you in the people that you've spoken to have had their children abducted? Have you come across a situation where they've found the child either dead and abused, or the kids have somehow come back and they've reported that this is what happened, and that, anything to that extent?
Oh, very much, very much. Yes, very much. They're dying in their care. If they say they take them in care, oh, they're in care now. No, they're actually out of care now. Their percentage of injury, abuse, and death increases dramatically when they're out of care of their family. That's when they're in care, when they're with their family. When they're out of care, they're away from their family with these bunch of lunatics who think that they're helping families. They're completely delusional, ripping and stripping families apart. Oh, you haven't got enough food in your fridge? Well, we'll just snatch your kids. Like ridiculous stuff that they try and pin on people when they come and do their inspections at gunpoint with the police. So, yeah, absolutely the children die when they get taken. Absolutely, they do.
Mm,
Absolutely.
it's fucking horrific.
That's what Nancy Schaefer's saying. If you read the paper, it's all in here, and that's what Schaefer's
Mm,
saying. Most of the homeless and all of that are the children, are the fodder of what comes out. Oh, well, you're 18. Well, we're not interested in you anymore. That's the fodder of what comes out of the end of this machine called child protection. So they've made their
mm,
money off these children from 0 to 18, and there they are. There's the homeless. There's the mentally ill. There's the trauma. It's all there. It's all there from them snatching the child when they were 8, or snatching the child when they were, 12 or 7, or whatever age they snatched them at, and then they never see their family again. Imagine
mm,
saying to the 7-year-old, imagine saying to a 7-year-old, oh, your mum's not safe anymore. She's under investigation. It's ridiculous
mm,
talk. It's stupid. Well, wait a minute. I've just been with mum for 7 years, or saying to about, all of a sudden. And it's not as though these children are in there saying, oh, thank goodness, like I've just been terrorized my whole life. Yes, there is some children that say, oh my goodness, that's the first time I had a good night's sleep, because they're the ones who are in trauma. Well, they're pretty obvious. But when you've got the children crying and begging to go back to their families, and you know what they say,
mm,
oh, just go and distract yourself, go and do some colouring in or something. Well, that's
mm.
really not cutting it, guys. They're not helping. They're completely delusional, thinking that they're helping
Yeah.
families and children. And we can prove it in the paper.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Education
never
camps. Yeah, that's right. They
come
are.
across. Yeah. Like, I remember when I was younger, we come across a lot of kids who are in what we call the hack system, and so some of them had, obviously been in some pretty nasty situations at home, and it was probably for their best that they, sort of been removed in some instances. But there were instances where they've been given to other homes, and the carers didn't give a rat's ass what was going on. So long as they got their money, they'd turn up, make sure there was food in the cupboard once every couple of days, and then nick off again. You'd never see them. And that was with the places where all sorts of dodgy shit would happen.
Oh, look, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if
So,
you've still got me or
you
not. My daughter,
yeah, I've still got you.
am I dropped out? Oh, here I am again.
No, you're here.
Look,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
my daughter came back from, am I here again? Can you hear me?
Yep, yep.
Great, cool. When my daughter came back from, being in their so-called care, so they sent.
Oh, we've lost you there.
This is just crazy. They can send the 5 and 6 year olds out. They can buy whatever they want for dinner. They can buy whatever they want. They send these children out, and they can buy whatever they want for food. I'll be back now. I'm here now. Should be
Sorry, I was just dropping
right
in and
now.
out a little bit there. So, yeah, you were saying that they were sending the kids out to buy whatever they want.
Oh, what a shame.
I can sort of see you. Can you see? You've paused. Uh-oh. Parents are so busy working, it's been made easier for them to be taken. That's definitely true. And it makes it a bit hard to be a good caring parent. I mean, as it is, when you think about it, how many people are just shoving their kids in what I call communist daycare centers to be raised by the state. It's some pretty horrible shit. We're already experiencing just people just dumping their kids from 6 months old into these daycare centers. It's got communism written all over it, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, to hear that,
Oh, 6 weeks old.
yeah,
6 weeks
wow,
old.
6 weeks old. Fuck, I couldn't imagine doing that. Couldn't imagine doing that. That's mad. So yeah, you was as I was saying, I'd seen these kids,
Oh.
they get their money into their account and they can do whatever they want.
As long as they've had all of their injections, as long as they've had
Yeah.
all of their poisonous shots, you can put 'em in.
Mm. So where do we go from here, do you think? Sort of what is our solution to this kind of lunacy?
What's that?
So what do you think a solution to this horrific problem is?
Yeah, well, we all need to, number one, get educated about it. And number two, we actually need these people arrested.
Hmm. So obviously, getting the word out there about what's happening and spreading this
Can you hear
newspaper is
me?
a good place to start. Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm
Can you hear me
wondering if you
now, all
can hear
right?
me. Oh, I can hear you, but like I said, I think we've got well, and you've disappeared again. Oh shit! And back, and it's gone. Yeah. Have to wonder if the signal's being disrupted by something, perhaps. Let's throw a conspiracy theory in there. Why not? Two parents must work. Number one brings up their own children. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, we shouldn't be punished for everyday parenting. We get
Mm,
punished for everyday parenting, shouldn't be getting punished for everyday kind of parenting. And I think that's just and then they're causing controversies. It's a national epidemic. This is such a problem. And the deception it's such a mass scale that people don't even know there's a problem.
yeah.
61,000 children taken
And as Tiffany's saying here, she works at these commie concentration camps, and parents
last
think it's
year.
abnormal not to put their kids in
Like
daycare. So,
133 a day or something, I think we ended up working at.
so we're having a real trouble with
Wow.
your connection there, Donna. Sorry. Okay, you reckon the Shelley reckons the interruptions on purpose? I wouldn't be surprised. But that
Picture
said,
off for a while, and I'll just talk to you as if that's all right.
yeah, that's fine. We're still having trouble with the audio, though. Unfortunately, the
Crazy, isn't
signal
it?
is really rough. There another
Anyhow, there's not
solution
much
might
else I can
be
do. Look, just
if
try
you're
and get the.
if you can hear me, perhaps use that link code and just go directly through your phone, like rather than sort of Wi-Fi hotspot the phone to the computer. Maybe just go straight off your phone and use the camera and the microphone inbuilt in the phone. That may work better. I can just have a bit of a yarn here with the audience while you figure that out. If you'd like to give that a go. Um, Okay, so anyway, like I was saying before, as a bit of a distraction point, my lord, it's nuts what's going on with the Olympics scenario. So if I did have some stuff that I'd saved, but the way I save it doesn't always tell me exactly what it is. Let's just go through this because I know I sent it. Is it there? Let's have a look. Oh, the content is unavailable, so I wouldn't mind betting it's been removed. Oh, that's cool. That's something. Actually, you guys might want to see this. I found this on good old archive.com. So here, I'm going to drop a link here. The Transformation of America. They're available for free. Go and have a look. See how you go. Donna, back again. All right. Oh, and the picture dropped out.
Yeah.
It's telling me,
It's
please
not
check
real good
my
connection,
internet
sorry.
connection. No, that's all right. Like, if you continue having trouble, perhaps just try doing it directly through your phone. Sometimes that might work a bit better rather than trying to transfer the signal from one device to another. It might be more direct. You just use your phone as a
All right,
the
cool.
camera and give that a crack if you want to give that a go.
Yeah, all right. All right. No, that's good. Can you hear me at all now?
I can hear you now. Yep, that's come in.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I will just jump on probably through my phone though. Sorry, I'm really sorry
Mm.
about that. And
No, that's all right. If you want
yeah,
to just
look,
drop out
I don't
and
know where
give
the
that a
interference.
crack.
Oh well, thanks for that. I'll see you in a second.
No worries. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna save this as drop it in the right thing. So we're gonna have a bit of a yarn about how disgraceful our Olympics has been. Well, it's not our Olympics, the French Olympics, I guess. And we can't blame the French people. I don't think that's a good thing. People aren't really saying, "Oh, bloody French." It's a bloody French government. It's the Olympics committee that's involved. It's probably like I know I'd have to look into it, but are we talking about multiple countries sitting down and going, "Hey, this would be a great idea," and you got to wonder, like, as they've backpedaled so massively on this, what they've done to insult, the Christian Catholic faith, and astounding. Like I've heard some people say things like, "Oh, you wouldn't do that to the Muslims," but I mean, to the best of my knowledge, the Muslims actually have a bit of respect for Jesus as well. So in a sense, they did actually insult the Muslim community as well, which is very bold indeed. But I guess it just demonstrates how little some of these people truly understand how things are in this world. Damn, it's saved as that format. And so Olympian. But what I can do is I'll share the screen. That'll be the quickest way to solve this problem. So, all right, Donna's back. Beauty. Hey, that looks heaps better.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, that's
I'm
all
so
right.
glad
That's
we-
totally fine.
Thank you so much. Look, yeah, I really appreciate the time that you've given me, and it's definitely for the children, and the work that Dee Macklin's done, and Nancy Schaefer, rest in peace. She died for the cause, you know. So look, there's a lot of children that are crying for their parents tonight, and they need to be with their mum and dad. They need to be with their safe parent, whatever that one is. So we're very much putting that forward as a big part of this paper. And I know you were asking about solutions before. You can still see me or anything.
Yep.
I know you're asking about solutions before. Really, these people need to be criminally charged. They need to be, you know, put on house arrest. These offenders, you know, including the treasonous politicians and judiciary. So I guess until we start to put these people on house arrest and hold them to account, they're just going to keep doing it, aren't they? So, you know, we hope to be pulling together something that will bring justice to this, you know, great holy land that we have. And it's been very much handed over to these corporations, and they're evil corporations that are not only raping the land, but they're raping the families of what our forefathers died for. And it wasn't for them to come and snatch their grandchildren and great grandchildren for profit.
Yeah.
You know, they're snatching these children for profit, for their profit firm. A private firm. So let's get real. You know, this is like Bunnings stepping into it. This is like McDonald's stepping in and doing it. This is not our government. The Australian government, the corporate private political party. So let's just get real. What's running all of this?
Yeah, your audio's gone really horrible there. Sorry, it's actually killing my ears. Sorry, it was like a really high pitched squealing thing going on there. Yeah, that sounds a bit better there, but it might be just because you're not talking.
Where it's coming from. Is that better?
Yeah, there we go. That's better.
So sorry. I don't know where that was coming from. Probably a bit of interference, you know.
Yeah, it could be an EM field somewhere generating that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that better?
It's dropping in and out now. Let's try that now.
Yeah, sorry. I'm yeah. Yeah, no, I can hear it it sounds like it's in the feed somewhere.
Yeah.
I can hear it on my end too.
Yeah, we're not having much luck today, Donna. We might have to find a better way of getting you an internet connection to continue this conversation at some point. It's rather unfortunate, but I think we've managed to get the general point across, you know. So hopefully people will jump onto the website and give you a bit of a look in. So I'll just share that page again.
Yeah.
So yeah, corruptionwhistleblower.com. Create a banner here. The link is in the description for people who are looking at it. It is linked in. The link is in the description. If you're watching it on Twitter or something, you know, things are probably a bit rough. I'm just going to make a post on my Twitter feed with the website in it. So if you're on Twitter and you're looking for it, just go to the North Queensland Freedom Network. There is a link readily available there for you as well. You know, for those who are looking for it, corruptionwhistleblower.com, and it's, you know, it's all there. You can contact Donna and read some of the things that have come up here. Look forward to seeing. So when's the next issue coming out, Donna?
Yeah, thanks. I'll probably end of September. End of September. We've just went up to Rockhampton and and they loved it up at Wentworthing. We didn't get much further than that, but we will get up there next time. We'll get up to
No
try and get up to
worries.
Townsville and get up there next time. We shouldn't be too far.
Yeah. No, that'd be
So,
great. I'm sure
so
the
yes,
people of
so we
Townsville
can
would
try and make it.
love to see you.
Yes, yes, I'll give you a call when we're up that way, and we'll come.
Yeah, definitely.
Come into the studio and say hello and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
Thanks so
great.
much.
That'd be
Apologise
great.
for the poor
Not
internet
a worry.
connection, and
Nah, that's all right. If you find yourself in a spot with a better signal at some stage, we'll see if we can have another go at it. But it's been great talking to you. And yeah, best of luck.
Thanks so much. I'll see you later. Bless you
No
all.
worries.
Bye
See
for
ya.
now.
Bye. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the poor quality of things. It's just it's amazing. Is it just a coincidence? Have we perhaps had some exterior forces meddling with the signal? We just don't know. It's fun to theorize, though, and when we're talking about things of this nature, it does seem to be one of the things that gets people blocked and banned. I'm amazed that the YouTube one hasn't been turned off yet. Good old Gremlins. Great movie, by the way. I love Gremlins. Great movie. But yeah, it's Scott Morrison, Children of the Cables. I like that one. It's a good one. Maybe still thinking it's something to do with the subject. It's quite possible. Wasn't that bad. Come back to us. We have things to say. I want to tell you about Fred. Hey, look. If you've got more to say to Donna, by all means, jump on the website and hey, look. If you've got something you want to share, Aussie Trader, drop us a line, man. We can have a yarn. It's all good. Look, I've got my email open. You guys know how to find it. If somebody wants to jump on and have a quick yarn, that's totally open to you. If you've got something you want to share on the subject matter or something else that's going, but oh yeah, gotta watch out for them aliens. I no longer believe in coincidences, nor do I. I don't think a lot of these things are coincidence. Pastor Paul is an expert on this. They have to have you in court at the moment. Wow. I have to look in a little bit more into some of this stuff. It's like when I was watching that one on Redacted the other day, I'm like, wow, this is really hard to watch. It's just so confronting. It's the level of pure evil at that point. Like, it is absolute pure evil. There it is. So yeah, this was the image we were talking about before. Like, wow, it's just beyond reckoning, isn't it? Like, what in the hell are these people doing? And I mean, what are they trying to say with the rather obese lady in the middle? Like, did she want another servings of the body of Christ and the blood of Christ? Is that where we're going? Like, she ate the whole corpse herself? Like, wow. It's gluttony, and I mean that's a health issue to start with. No offense to people out there that are a bit large and whatnot, but let's face it, we know it's not healthy. And Struth, I'm getting a bit tubby around the guts these days. I'm like, Struth, I've got to do something about that. Because it's not. I know it's not good for me. I don't understand how you can replace the figure of Jesus with this, and the 12 apostles with trannies. Like, it's just pure evil at this point, and particularly with the subject matter we've discussed today. Like, we really are facing absolute pure evil. This isn't like some fun, thing in high school where you listen to some heavy metal and dress up a bit weird and put on a fucking Slayer t-shirt or some shit. This is really sick stuff. It's beyond. And today I hear about let's have a quick look. The boxing situation, the men's boxing Olympics. Let's see what that comes up. If I spell it right, probably work. Because yeah, a few people I was talking to, around work and stuff today were just like, "What is this?" It's just whoa, whoa. So, let's that one present share screen. So look, I'm looking at this for the first time because I haven't had much of a chance. So let's share in the moment together, shall we? So this is the Daily Mail after the Paris 2024 Olympics boxing assault. Let's it's an assault. Maureen Callahan rages at trans dogma trolls and dares to ask, will a female athlete have to die for this gender lunacy to end? Wow. Will a woman have to die for this lunacy to end? The 2024 Paris Olympics will forever and rightly be marred for allowing a boxer who presents as masculine to fight against a biological woman. That female boxer, it's Italy's Angela Carini, took a brutal blow to her nose before ripping off her helmet and ending the match after just 46 seconds. Like, I mean, just look at the difference in the physical nature of these two individuals. Like, it's just insane. Like, yeah, what was the joke that was getting around? It's like, yeah, she just won gold in the domestic violence category of the Olympics. Like, this is just bullshit. In one hand, you've got a government, jumping up and down about domestic violence and how horrible men are to women and all this, and they allow this shit to happen. Like, come on, guys. Like, talk about turning the world upside down and backwards. Her rival, Algerian Emain Khalif, towered over her, biceps bulging. Khalif failed 2 sex tests in March 2023 and was banned by the International Boxing Association from competing against women. What? This is beyond madness. How the hell does this end up in the Olympics after it's been banned by the International Boxing Association? It's just beyond fucking. I can't. Sorry for swearing. I just can't help it. This is just ridiculous. Yes, the perfect word, unjust. This is just unjust, she howled. I mean, Jesus. Wow, what a man. What a man. And so this boxing match, an atrocity, really a setup. No match of equals about it was inevitable. Carini could have died. What she suffered was nothing less, to my mind, than a televised assault. I quit to save my life, she said on Thursday. I couldn't breathe anymore. This proud fighter, my father taught me to be a warrior, she said, was on her knees in defeat, weeping and disconsolate. Like, it's just beyond a joke. Just beyond a joke. Khalif identifies as female, and like I can't help but feel like this. What's happened in the Olympics in France here, from their horrific trans porno crap that they started with while assaulting the faith of just about everybody, because like, it was amazing to see so many people from all faiths just come together and go, "This is wrong." Absolutely wrong. They've crossed the line this time, and now this is like got to be the end of this LGABC friggin' madness. It has to be, like, how can this continue to go on? And is this the last of the inhumane assault we're going to see against women's sport and women in general throughout the rest of the next few weeks of Olympics? I mean, I generally don't watch it, but straight, I think we're history in the making here, and hopefully for the better. Finally, it's on display to a point where those who have been saying this, it's only logical that this was going to happen. How could you not look in the crystal ball and see this? It's the same as Slayer, Undisputed Attitude. Great album, wasn't it? Loved it. I was Divine Intervention was definitely one of my favorites. But the woke agenda has pushed gluttony for decades, plus the disposable society. It's all coming back to bite us. Yes, it's definitely it's on display. Like you can't stay silent anymore. Like those who have just gone, oh, I don't want to offend anyone. Like, get over it. Now's the time, because like she could have died. This lady could have died, on display for all the world to see, because you didn't want to offend somebody, or you were afraid of backlash. Like, come on, grow a spine, humans, seriously, and not you wonderful people here in the freedom camp. I know you guys totally get it. Don't you mean sanctioned male assault? Yep, could be. That's the one way of putting it. There's a lot of ways to put this. Yeah. Actually, I did see something on Twitter. I wonder if it's still there. I think it was like what's it, Mike Tyson in a wig going, all right, let's let's get him to identify as a female and sort this dude out. That's got to be fair, eh? What's next? Heavyweights in the featherweight division, because it's fundamentally the same thing. Like, how did the body mass even match up? Like, this thing is towering over this young lady, and you just look at these, look at the physical difference. How did that even weigh up? Literally, like, last I checked, for boxing, you've got to weigh in at about the same, weight and whatnot. How? Like, that's just nuts. Absolutely nuts, But we will see more of this, ridiculous shit, more men who can't fucking compete, in the men's sports, going, oh, if I identify as a woman, I can get a gold medal, It's like, have you ever seen that kids movie? What is it? Wreck-It Ralph, and Wreck-It Ralph, he's sick of being the bad guy, so he goes wandering off into other video games so he can get the medal, because, Fix-It Felix always gets the medal. It's the same kind of thing, It's like, well, the only thing that's important at this point, I'm so sick of losing, is I need a medal, I have to have my medal. It's, wow, like, how pathetic. Oh, it makes me sick to think that people are allowing this. And that's the other thing, people have allowed this, and the same as the grotesque LGABC friggin' display at the beginning of the Olympics. Like, they're all apologizing. Oh, we didn't mean to offend anyone. How did you not realize that you were going to offend people? You had to know. You couldn't put, like, a whole gathering of people sat around a table, dreamed this horrific nightmare up, and then just gone, oh, sure, mate, a couple of people might be offended, but hey, look, it's for the greater good of mankind. We have to do this. Like, what? How did they not see the backlash coming? How did they not see it? To the extent now that I hear that they've deleted it from the internet as best they can. They, know that they pulling copyright claim and all sorts of other crap. At the end of the day, tail between their legs, and they're in a lot of shit. And I think this Olympics, the 2024 Olympics, will forever be known as the most disgraceful display of woke nonsense ever. And if the world is not outraged by this, from what I've seen, the world is outraged by this garb, and they are laughing at us. Yeah, like, seriously, this has got to end. This has got to be, offending people is my greatest fear. I care implicitly. I assume that is sarcasm. It's time, people. Stop being afraid. I don't care. And it's amazing how many people you just, you don't have to dive straight into the most crazy shit you can think of. Just an average comment of, wow, did you see that ridiculous stuff the other day? And it's amazing how many people are on board with so many things. Like, I come across people all day, every day, these bloody major parties. We've had enough. Most people are thinking that way. They just need to know that they're not alone in the situation, and our movements are growing. My fan count's going up. Views are going up as we speak. The main content is over, but people are still tuning in. Awesome. That's great. Only ends when people stop using the word trans and start calling men men and women women. I agree. If we have to have these trans things in the Olympics, give them their own category. Let's see trans men versus trans women if they want. I don't care. They can become transformers and start lopping off limbs and frigging get cybernetic implants and shit. Start taking as much juice as they want. Just leave the standard male and female Olympics alone. I actually always thought it'd be really funny, especially you think you go back to the whole Chinese swimming team. Remember they were using male hormones and shit, and that was bad. They had a big thing about stopping male hormones being injected into women, not that long ago. And now we've got this instead. Like, what? It's just boggles the mind. But like, I'm of the opinion that we should have like the straight, normal men are men, women are women. They're clean as a whistle. They worked really hard Olympics. And then we should have the lunatic Olympics. Give them as much fucking drugs as they want to take. They can chop off whatever body parts and identify as carrots. I don't care. Let them go nuts. And let's just see what happens. I mean, if they really want to donate their bodies to science and for the sake of human entertainment, can't stop them, I guess. But give them a category. Let them go nuts. I reckon it'd be entertaining. In their own category, trans category, drug taker category, exactly. No, just pile them all into one. Lunar Olympics, yep, for sure. Divide and conquer tactic by the overlords whilst they scatter on, making new ways to tax and impose the. I mean, it is divide and conquer as much as they can. It always is, But like, hey, they want their own category. They want to be recognized. Hey, we're not discriminating. Here's your nut job category. Go nuts. Ba-dum-tsh. Why not? Let them go nuts. Pardon the pun. Exactly. Yeah, got onto it before I did. I probably watched the Lunatic Olympics. Yeah, I reckon it'd be funny. Lunatic Olympics. It's truth. And not to put the Special Olympics into the same category, but I think it demonstrates we've got the Special Olympics. You're not going to get the guy in a wheelchair to compete in the 100-meter sprint against grown men. With all their appendages attached. Like, It's just common sense, but I guess that's not very common these days, especially since we don't have much cash jingling around. You can't even put common sense in your pocket and let it jingle. Like, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, like the Paralympics, but I've got respect for the Paralympics. This is just a joke that we should be all laughing at, Yeah, that's all it is. Well, I'd say no, because based on this article, he failed gender tests and was disqualified by the International Boxing Association. Yeah, here, March 23, failed 2 sex tests in March 2023 and was banned by International Boxing Association from competing against women. That's if this is telling the truth. I mean, it's a mainstream media thing. How much can we trust it? But we would assume that they got that bit right. Like, so I would assume that this thing is basically a bloke that just says I'm a woman today, because like, I mean, with the exception of the braided hair and and a shaved armpit, I'm not seeing anything remotely feminine about it. Not even some hormones to generate fake titties or anything. Like, come on. Not even a breast implant, like this is a bloke. It's straight up a fucking bloke. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit, and this ends when we say it ends. At the end of the day, it's time to start rounding up all these officials. Look at the smug look on this thing's face as it pats her on the back, like, you're a fucking piece of shit, Wow. You got your medal, but at what cost? To be known to the entire world as a complete scumbag. Well done. Well, that's my rant for the day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. I should probably get down off my high horse here, pour another drink, go and spend some time. How to be a gender sex tester. The mind boggles, doesn't it? How are you? How do you test these things? No, that's a set of nuts. No, that's definitely a bloke. Like, yeah, I agree. He's a bloke. So, well, anyway, this is, yeah. I mean, it starts with simple things. And off it went. And as I've said before, I voted no for the gay marriage thing, not because I don't like gay people getting married. Personally, I don't even see why you'd want the acknowledgement of a government and a religion to let you know who you can and can't love in the first place. Personally, I think it's just nuts. It's just trying to force your views onto people who don't accept you. I don't get it. But anyway, that aside, I voted no simply because I knew this was going to happen. To me, it was painfully obvious that this is where we were going. They were going to normalize pedophilia. We've now got, these LGABC nuts giving, what is it? Bestiality talks to young girls. We've got blokes punching women in the face and calling it a sport. Like, it's nuts. Absolute nuts. How to test them if they look sus and drop their tax. Yeah, but who wants to look like? I want to know who actually goes, "Hey, I want that for a job," But mind you, I wonder what kind of an arsehole sits on the side of the road, issuing fines to their fellow man for being 3 kilometers over the fucking thing. Doesn't that dude come from an Islamic country? That's a good question, actually. Let's find that one before we part ways. So where was this nut job from? I don't recognize the flag, but it kind of looks like that kind of. I mean, the moon and the star, which to me represents Venus, as far as I understand it, is an Islamic symbol, as I understand. But let's find out. Where did it say the country was again? It did say it. Unless somebody wants to quickly punch it in the comments there where they come from. I'll just quickly find it. J.K. Rowling. What will it take to end this insanity? A female boxer left with life-altering injuries. Yeah, exactly. When will a female boxer have to get killed? That's nuts. I know I read it somewhere. Maybe because I'm swimming through this too fast. Albanian, was it? Is that what it was? The fact that you put I think, I don't know. Let's just find out, shall we? Let's go and do another search. Nah, that's not that flag. I think it did start with an A, though. No, it's definitely up here. Algerian. Let's give that a crack. Yep, that's the flag. North Africa. It is an Arabic country. So, and that does look very Muslim. Yeah, very Muslim sort of emblem. Yep, Islamic, Arab. Yep, it is. The first. Wow. So we've got a Muslim here that enjoys bashing women. Is that what it is? Because I mean, it failed 2 gender tests, so it clearly. I don't know how asked. Okay. Yep, Algerian. There we go. Thank you, guys. I'll spend the money on the Olympics in Queensland and ban the whole thing. Wow, at the end of the day, yeah, Muslim country. That's you got to wonder what's the mentality in this. Is it just because the disrespect they have for women that I mean, and how does that work? Like, I mean, I thought like being a cross-dressed her and all that sort of stuff was pretty well hated on by, the those of Islamic faith. You see some of the things they do in some of those countries regarding people of that nature. And probably cause more division. Who knows? Who knows? Like, disgraceful. Fucking disgraceful. Anyway, yeah, let's not give it any more air. Well, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in and watching. Sunday, 11 o'clock. We will have some more for you. It's again, it's going to be, probably not one of the best conversations we can have, but we've got to bring you the darkness in order to show you the light. So, again, do consider being a Patreon. Really appreciate it. It'd be great to be able to do this full time and spend more time preparing shit rather than doing it on the fly like this. And maybe having a bit more time to check to see if our guest's internet is functioning a little bit better. Drop me a line if you want to jump in. The voice behind the door, yes.
Tracy just rang to us to jump in to send the link, and she just sent you something on Telegram referring to what you were just talking about with the Olympics.
Alrighty then. Okay, so apparently we have a guest who wants to pop in. Look out. Last minute change of plans. Never saw that coming because, that's the kind of random shit we do on this podcast. So Tracy is going to join us. Tracy is coming to join us. She sent me a whole bunch of shit again. Holy shit. All right, we got a bit to get through it here. Oh my God. I didn't want to see that, Tracy. That's just wrong. I don't know if we want to put that up. That's just like, oh, I feel ill now. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to get that down. That's just totally thrown me for six. What was I doing? Oh yeah, invite link. Fuck. Yeah. Look, honestly, people, if you got a weak stomach, you may not want to fucking stick around for this bit. All right, there's the link, Tracy. Jump on in if you want to have your yarn. Anybody else? Has anybody else sent me something? Let's have a quick refresh of this. Let's have a look in. Yep. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Been up early every bloody day for the last couple of days. It's killing me. All right. So, thanks and sips. Yep. All right. Cool. We'll get some more sips on the go, won't we? Block of ice on this one. And last little sip in there. Sips, people, while we wait. This is a good opportunity to go and top up your drink. Maybe a quick bathroom break. Some people have suggested I should get a bucket with a tube under my desk. And I'm all right at the moment. I don't need to shoot off just yet. Only fluids, the doctor said. Wonder if my Slayer Undisputed Attitude fan knows the only fluids, the doctor said. Name that heavy metal video. All right. Beverage poured. Quick couple of comments. It's all right. Don't log off yet, people. We still got more. I know everybody was straight in the Karen's on it. Hooray! She's happy. More's coming. Change of plans is awesome. You got to love the random stuff that don't play the elevator. Is CLO about to get banned again? Who knows? I'm actually surprised that because this is going to YouTube, that they haven't banned me already. Going against things. Sculling. Wow, Adrian's getting stuck into it. It is drinking weather up this way, isn't it, Adrian? Always chat to each other while you pee. We will wait. Thanks, Karen. It's very compassionate of you. Very compassionate. Oh, wow. Look at all the comments. All right, cool. Tracy. Will need to connect their mic or cam before they can add to the stream. So, Tracy, you need to get your microphone thing sorted. I know we're dealing with technology. Hopefully, she'll manage. Yeah, no, I pick on Tracy a little bit every now and then because Technology can be a bit of a challenge, but I must say she perseveres quite well. And when she gets stuck and asks for help and I point her in the right direction, she listens and she learns. So that's always good. About the dude that took up shooting and won silver. That was awesome. Wonder if he got the dog back. Okay, I don't know about it, to be honest. And Catherine, drop. Do you want to send me a link via my email, nqfreedomnetwork@protonmail.com, and we'll have a talk about it. I don't go for the chemist for my medication. The home brew shop works just as well too. You can make your own medicine that way. I'm the medicine man. Richo, how are you, mate? You missed most of the show, buddy. You're gonna have to go back in time. Prepare to rewind instead of prepare to fast forward. Anybody here? Spaceballs 2 is on the works. Isn't that going to be awesome? I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. Oh, add the stage. There we are, Tracy. How you going?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I hear you wanted to jump in on this madness.
Oh, well, yes, because you were showing those the clips with the boxing. So the reason why he was banned and wasn't allowed to fight last year was because his testosterone level was too high and they found Y and X chromosomes. Wow. So that's why he wasn't allowed to box. And the Olympic Committee has now come out and said, but their rules are different.
Oh, that makes it better.
And I couldn't help myself. I had to send you that photo.
It's pretty revolting. We might get taken down for this one. But hey, they put it on national TV across the friggin' world, so
yeah, it is. It's out there for everyone to see. But apparently
it's out there for everyone to see. All right, boy, God. Like seriously, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a weak stomach, now is the time to look away, because this is absolutely revolting. It is out there for all to see. Have a look at that. Isn't that just wrong? It's like a train wreck. You don't want to look, but you can't look away at the same time. It's just revolting.
Now,
I think we've tortured everybody enough with that revolting image.
Now he was up there and around. There was two young children. So if you have a look on the Last Supper, there's a young girl in white on the left-hand side of that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was two young children that was reporting while he was parading around like that.
Yeah, and if we bring that image back up, so I've got just here, you can see the young girl here on the left.
Yeah,
one of them. But they love to perform their shit
and that's him standing behind her.
Children's faces, like they're just revolting people.
So it's a bit disgusting. But I did go into some of the things that were put up, some of the comments that were under some of the things that I looked at. One said, if that happened, to the Islamic religion, there'd be no issue. The Olympics would be shut down and Paris would be burning to the ground now.
So, but that's what the thing I said earlier, like the Muslim religion actually has respect for Jesus. Like, there's just so much mention of Jesus in there as there is anything else. Like, that's the thing, like they have, in essence, insulted the Muslim faith as well. So I'm waiting for the onslaught of terrorism, like, and like even when they apologized and said, "Oh, we didn't think we were gonna upset anyone," and all that shit, like they turn around and say, "But it's okay, you're Christian, you'll forgive us." Like, again, right. Just this mocking sort of attitude, like it's just nuts.
Yeah, there's a few people that have come and spoke out against it. Joe Rogan has, and Andrew Tate has actually gone over and stood in front of an embassy somewhere with his sign, actually with that particular photo that you've got up now, right now, trying to get Christians to go to the embassies and have something to say. but it's just disgusting. I'm not watching it. But that guy from Algeria, that he'd also fought a woman from Mexico. Her face was quite bad, and she said it was the hardest she'd ever hit. And even sparring with males, she hadn't been hit that hard, like with other males leading up to her training. They're saying they're being hit really hard.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, you know, females can't punch as hard as the men. They just don't have it behind them.
Sorry, let's just bring that up. Sorry, Tracy. I'll just share screen. So this is just the first thing that popped up. Why are Andrew Tate and the French Catholic Church criticizing the Paris Olympics opening ceremony? I don't know if you guys can hear that. Can you guys hear that?
No.
Yeah, I was hoping it worked. Oh, it's just music anyway.
Yeah, he does talk to them. Because he's trying, because like he said, he's not a Christian, but it doesn't matter. This is about all religions, because if they can attack the Christianity, they will, you know, he said, and because they probably wouldn't be game enough, like they've all saying, to attack the Muslims because of the backlash that they would get.
So you get the subtitles there. I like the way they throw in the human trafficking and all that sort of stuff that they charged them against.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Rogan's also put something out as well. There's quite a few people coming out and saying stuff against it because it's just wrong. Just shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. Well, I think majority of the world has. Like, they've copped such backlash that they're, you know, taking it down.
Well, apparently I've also saw somewhere today too that they've actually taken down the whole opening to the Olympics so that no one can see it. It's apparently they've removed it.
Yeah, because they were in that much fucking flack over it. But it'll emerge. It'll be everywhere. Like everybody's seen it. So many people have downloaded it already. So, you know, yeah, it's beyond a joke.
Yeah, well, apparently they had to relocate the swimmers because apparently the rivers and waterways or whatever are full of dog poo. So and full of E. coli from dog poo. So they've had to.
Wow, what a great place to have the Olympics.
So they had to move this.
We'll take them down to you know, the Werribee Sewage Farm in Victoria, you know.
So, and apparently they're also complaining because they're not being fed meat. They're all warned before they got over there they weren't being fed meat. So
the first Olympics in history where everybody falls over because of lack of nutrition.
So yeah, someone else did put a comment about that, about the passing wind because of all of the vegetables and the green stuff that they're eating instead of meat and protein.
Well, I was having a yak with Darren the other day, you know, after one of the events, you know, and he was saying he got into a bit of, you know, a discussion with some veggies and some vegans and whatnot. And he's like, look, it's real simple. Show me a cave painting of a bowl of salad and you've got an argument. You don't see them chasing down lettuces. It's all bloody hunting and they're eating meat, you know. It's got to be good for you.
That's it. Yeah, so there's a lot of things being picked on. Well, in Paris, a lot of people are complaining about different stuff setups. The public are complaining because of they're having trouble finding out where they need to go. The lack of the toilets and the way they're, you know, they're not being cleaned. They're filthy. And then when this woman come out today and said, yeah, because apparently you walk down the streets in Paris over there and there's dog poo everywhere, they reckon, and that's why it's in the streams and the rivers.
Wow. Nuts. And I got to I got to stop saying nuts after that picture. I found a Joe Rogan video here. I'll just bring it down and we'll play it in properly so we can all have a listen. But yeah, it's nuts. Was there anything else you chucked us in Telegram there that we could bring in? Like, is it not more nuts? I hope. Oh, we lost Tracy. She's dropped out. Strike over reckless renewables. That'd be a good video. We're nearly finished. 90%. Iron deficiency. Yep. Might be fairy poo on top. Love your work, Jason. Yep. Yep. That's it. That poo identifies as fairy poo. Passing with an unfair swimmer's advantage. Passing poo. Yeah. It's just a poo bear. It's okay. Don't worry. Nothing to see here. Paris, the gift that keeps on giving. Disgusting. Yeah. Well, they used to be known as the city of love. They'll never be seen as that again, you know. There you are. How are you, Tracy? Back again.
Yeah, something happened. You chucked me out.
No, you dropped out. Like, you know, I don't know. We're not having a lot of fun with connections today, as you probably noticed if you were tuning in earlier.
Yes, I was. But I just had to send a message. I couldn't get your attention, so I thought I've got to ring and get some tech support to give you a message
for the voice behind the door.
That's it. And because I just had to show you. I had to show you that photo, Mark. I just had to. Yeah.
Yeah, nuts. Used to be go well with sips. Oh, I don't have a bowl of nuts, but sips. I don't want to say what that looks like right now while we're talking about these things. Anyway, massive balls up. Yes, Paris is a massive balls up. The jokes just keep coming. I love the work of this community. I literally remove nuts as part of my job. Really? What? How are you literally? Are you like a fitter and turner or something? Like, turn them nuts, baby. Turn them nuts. Oh. Paris is a city of love. Sounds like it's a dreadful place. Yep. It is now. Nibble Nobby's nuts, says Adrian. Rightio. I don't know. If that dude's name's Nobby, it's all yours, mate. You can have him. Pepe Le Pew. Oh, Pooey Paris. Well, they definitely put themselves on the map. You know? Yeah, you can just take that, global map now and just put a big shit emoji right over France. Well done, guys. Wow.
Oh, and I must say, Mark, I saw something today as well. Whoopi Goldberg, you know how she's on The View over there in America. Well, she's come out and she said she can't see anything wrong. And if people want to take, I think she quoted, if it's going to take you 20 hours to send an email to make a complaint, the simplest thing to do is change the channel. That was
Whoopi Goldberg has just gone off the rails. Like, she is a complete nutter these days.
So everyone jumped.
She was quite a talented actress, but these days I wouldn't fucking
So everyone jumped on and commented underneath that they're going to take her recommendation, so that when The View comes on next time, they're just going to change the channel.
Yeah. There you go. Problem solved. Where did this video go? Oh, there it is. All right, cool. We're doing the same thing. What's going on? Oh, it's gone to there. Right. Okay, so I dropped that there. Let's open it. It's got a stupid little barcode thing on it, but at least it works.
Interesting. Gorgeous George. That's crazy. You're
What's
right.
Gorgeous George? Huh?
Yeah. Interesting. What was a stupid ad you have to watch for the Olympics there? Boy, this Olympics is. I think I'm going to say this. I think the Olympics are gross. This is why I think the Olympics are gross. I think it's a great opportunity for all those athletes. I think it's great for people to watch it. But I think it is a fucking disgusting money grab, and all those amateur, air quotes, athletes don't get paid shit.
I know.
And these companies are making billions and billions of dollars off of them. And I really wish they would all quit. I really wish they would say, fuck you, pay me. I really wish they would just go straight Ray Liotta.
They give up
fuck you, pay me.
They give up their youth for that.
Not only that, the fucking companies, they're so restrictive. The IOC and all the people that are behind it are so restrictive, and they are making ungodly sums of money. Ungodly contracts. They're just giant contracts to air the Olympics. Wow. Giant amounts of money to build these stadiums and set up these events, and everything is about nationalism and national pride, whether it's in Korea or Russia or wherever the fuck they do them. But meanwhile, the athletes don't get dick. They don't get dick. If you're lucky and you're Michael Phelps, you become famous out of it, and you get a bunch of commercials and endorsements, and you make a shitload of money that way. But how many Michael Phelpses are there? Is it 3 or 4? I mean, how many? But how many in all the Olympics? And out of all the Olympics, Jamie, you're a sports fan. Out of all the Olympics, say like the Olympics this year. Well, let's go to the last one. Who the fuck came out of it where they're a household name?
Oh yeah, right now you got Shaun White and maybe
I heard of that guy.
Yeah, the girl that won, Kim is her last name.
Who's the one that won
snowboarder.
Who's the one that won the bronze last night or 2 nights before? The real famous.
There's Lindsey Vonn. She's very famous.
Yeah.
She's very famous, and she used to date Tiger Woods. Yeah. That made her famous too. Plus, she's hot. That makes her famous.
There's been others like Peekaboo Street. She had interesting names, so like that helped her. She was a gold medal winner, I believe.
How many other ones are there?
There's a few. I mean,
there's like a handful.
Yeah. They can build a story around someone, then they can sell a story.
But when you get to the point where it's worthwhile to sacrifice your entire life and it actually pays off, what are the odds? It's so fucking small. But meanwhile, people are tuning in to all of it. They're making massive amounts of revenue from all of it, and they're not sharing it with the athletes at all. I think it's fucking gross. They pretend it's amateur. They pretend it's an amateur. It's a goddamn motherfucking business. That's what the Olympics are.
Well, you can say that about college sports too.
You can.
But, I mean, basketball and football, really.
NCAA says student athletes shouldn't be paid because the 13th Amendment allows unpaid prison labor. What the fuck? Oh, that's Sean King.
No, the
Yeah, there was an interview on Sky. I think it's Sky News or with one of those on that channel, and a woman in Australia said that that if they get a gold medal here in Australia, I think she said it was around $13,000 that they get paid. The Americans get paid a lot more, of course. I think it's up to the 20,000s or so over there. But that's only if they bring back medals. They get paid for going. Can't hear you, Mark. Mark, you're gone.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yep, that's better.
Yeah, you got to wonder what your motivation is. Like, I don't get, why would you spend, the best parts of your youth just going absolutely nuts, working, there's that word again, working your guts out to, be the best in your sport for nothing. Just for some cheap plastic, is it even gold? Like, I mean, or they just knock up some alloy these days? You gotta wonder.
I don't know. I don't have one to find out. But a big company over in America, I think it's called C-Scene or something, they've withdrawn their money. So apparently they were running ads or something over there while the Olympics is running, and now withdrawn all of that because of the opening Olympics.
I think they're messing with the search engine. They don't want us to see this. Just keep showing the same thing.
Well, there is another one out there, and he was actually talking about the Christianity because I was watching it today.
Even when I tell it to specifically search for Paris. Well, there are some short ones.
Yeah, I think it was only a short one that I saw.
Yeah, it's just going on about him calling the Olympics as a scam. It's the same one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to jump on and just let you know that bit of information that I found out today, and especially
No
about that
worries.
boxer, because that's disgusting as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't be allowed.
Definitely.
I mean,
and there was another one that was mentioned here in the comments where I will just bring this one up, where a swimmer Tamara Potokar collapses after a woman's 200-meter individual medley race at the Olympics. And you got to wonder, are they starving them, and giving them, vegetable matter so that they can blame that instead of the fact that they're possibly clot shot victims?
possibility. There's been a few things come out about this food now. So
They're not saying anything other than she's just collapsed and been carried off by a stretcher. Was seen wearing an oxygen mask. Taken away from medical. Collapsed as she got out of the water and almost immediately was surrounded by half a dozen medical attendants who put her on a stretcher after about a minute and carried her off. There, she's given CPR, finished 7th in the heat. So they're telling us nothing other than she's collapsed. It's kind of like, when Trump got shot, he collapsed on stage and was escorted off. Like, no mention of the bullet, like no mention of the gunshots. Just Trump collapsed and had to be carried off stage. Like, thank God these people are here to state the obvious. What would we fucking do without the mainstream media? Like, let's have a look. We got another one with a little bit more substance here. No, the atmosphere turned quiet as she fell. That's it. 3 fucking lines. What was it even worth printing? Well done, Channel 9. Well done. 3 freaking lines. Chalk another one up for shit mainstream reporting. All right, see what we can get out of the UK. Probably not much. They may be unqualified. It's okay. Oh, look out. We've got more than 3 lines. We've got 5. Yep, just 5 lines. Same crap. Seen wearing an oxygen mask, carried off with a stretcher, collapsed as she got out of the water, and she finished 7th. It's the same friggin' article. I swear, if I go back to this one, I think it was the first one. Or what was it? Yeah. It basically reads exactly the same. Collapses, collapses. They just changed, Yep, Slovakian swimmer collapsed poolside. Slovakian collapses poolside Friday morning. Look at this. It's word for word.
Hey, there's nothing like good journalism.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's nuts. There it is again. Them nuts. Wow.
Yeah, telling us heaps of nothing.
So they're telling us nothing, with a couple of rings of calamari out behind her in the pool. Just wondering, did anybody see any calamari in the pool?
Oh, so the other thing too, forgot to tell you, was that that male boxer apparently after winning that fight jumped straight onto his Facebook page and started saying how great it was that he'd won this fight and all this sort of thing. Apparently he had such a backlash that they've had to they had to stop the comments from coming on because obviously everyone started getting into him. So they had to shut that down, and then they actually had to stop whatever that little interview was that he put up. They actually had to pull it down.
I wasn't surprised.
But I don't understand how he would be so I don't know, out there with such a win. I mean, honestly, 46 seconds. That's all it took.
These people are fucking insane. Like, we're dealing with people with mental illness, like, it's nuts. again, nuts.
Yeah, well, as soon as you do it outside of Paris and outside of a ring, man, you're locked up. That's it. You're going to be slapped with a DVO and everything else they can possibly get on you.
Jason is on fire tonight. It's an unfair advantage in swimming being part calamari. Oh, mate, you are a legend. Man, big sips to you, Jason. You've entertained me. You know, it's just supposed to be I'm supposed to be the one entertaining you. Love your work, mate. Love you. I see a show for Jason in the future. My crystal ball says yes. Jason will be a part of the network very shortly. Comic relief. Maddie, no more nuts. Oh, you could, man. I'm gonna go with you. You might have put your foot in it, but you know, like, anyway. Use your imagination. It's what popped in my head. Anyway, don't put those nuts in your mouth. I had to say it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, big sips to Jason. All right. Well, before my side split, ladies and gentlemen, we've hit 2:02, so it must be time to keep moving. So thanks for coming on, Tracy, and giving us one last laugh for the rest of the evening here.
No worries.
By all means, become Patreons, people. I love all my wonderful Patreons. You guys are, wonderful people. Of course, those who have donated to the Indigenous Doc are also amazing people, and it was really amazing to meet so many good people at the Know Your Rights thing on over the last 4 days of the weekend and whatnot, and especially to meet fans of the show that I'd never met before, who came for various reasons, but it was really good to see some of them, and just especially those awesome people who made a contribution to the North Queensland Freedom Network as well. You guys absolutely rock. Drop me a line if you've got something you think we should be looking at, or if you yourself want to present, or hey, pass the email on to people. You come across somebody with an awesome story, go, hey, drop that, drop them this email and tell them to come drop us a line. In the meantime, watch out for Nobby's nuts. They might be swimming in a drink near you. Tips, people. I'm in fucking tears now. Awesome. Glad to brighten everybody's Friday night up. Thanks heaps all. Love your work, Mark and Tracy. No worries. Thank you, Valerie. Petite. nationalstrikeaustralia.org. Yes, we'll definitely have to get old mate back on again. It was an interesting yarn. He said he had some new things to add, so I will chase him up in the future. Cheers. That was nuts. Sips. Oh my god, funny as. Good to have a laugh. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I remember that hasn't stopped it yet. Hey. Want some nuts with that. Buddy's nuts. Oh. Anyway, cheers. I'll donate as soon as I'm not paying my son's rent. Nah, it's all right. Look, if you can, it's only if you can. It's if you've got a spare few bucks, it's greatly appreciated. Tracy is funny, love her. There you go. Yeah, Tracy, king of the conspiracy theories. Thank you very much for coming on, Trace, and thank you all for watching. This has been, heaps and heaps of fun. And Sunday, tune in 11 o'clock. We are going to have some more fun, perhaps less nuts, but more fun. I don't know. It might not be all that fun. Actually, it's gonna start in a pretty horrible, dark story. To be honest, I'll warn you straight up. It's we're going to be dealing with a very confronting story, but it's very important that we have a look at the epic failings of the Labor government some further. But so until Sunday, stay free, people. Stay away from the nuts and sips.
Good night.